right, with an online directory, you don't need the yellow pages anymore. I mean, really, I don't think I've used one in quite a number of years. Anyway, we're talking about green living, and we have with us here Jojo Struys in the house. Hi, Jojo. Welcome to Bella. Good morning.
Thank you for having me, Elaine. I'm very happy to be here.
How have you been? What have you been up to? You look great. You look fresh.
So do you, thanks. Well, you know, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I actually shot a pilot documentary deep in the heart of the Borneo rainforest, and it was unbelievable. I have never lived life this way, okay? I had to bathe in the stream. I was staying with the hill tribes.
And you are pretty much a city girl, right?
Pretty much. And I thought, honestly, you know, am I going to be able to deal with like being bitten by leeches? And it was such an organic experience. If you want to eat vegetables at night, you pluck them off the trees. And I've never
going back
to
basics, basically.
Totally.
Now, before we talk about your Borneo trip, which I'm quite interested to hear about, I think we've got some pictures about it as well. How would you, I mean, you know, you're quite passionate about green living. How would you define it for people who out there who don't understand what green living is all about? Maybe you can share with us?
I think, you know, green living is basically to be conscious of the environment. I mean, the amount of waste that a household goes through from food to energy and electricity is unbelievable. And I know it's a cliche, but we really should reduce, reuse, recycle as much as we can.
So is that something you practice at home?
It is something I do because the more and more awareness that's been generated about the environment, I feel, you know, I'm the kind of girl who would go hiking in Frim, and lately I've been picking up other people's rubbish. And I know it sounds crazy,
but...
so
noble, you.
And I'm serious, I've been picking up wrappers, and it's just annoying to see, you know, people littering in a forest, especially because I've done work on it. And some Malaysians may or may not be aware that Belum Temenggur is more than 130 million years old. So we've got the oldest rainforest in the world.
Sure, sure. So let's go back to your little expedition you had in Borneo. Now, what was that all about?
I was doing some research, and we were doing a pilot documentary, and up until a certain point of the 4x4 wheel drives, there's no road access.
Right,
so you had to walk through streams. I was actually...
And we have pictures of you here walking through the streams, eating with the locals.
I know. I've never, ever, eaten rice that was so fresh, because truly harvested, you know, organic rice. It was really quite an experience, yeah.
But, I mean, you know, a lot of us, I mean, I'm a city girl at heart, and, you know, I would imagine you to be one as well. And, you know, to actually go and live there for... How long were you there for?
I was there for about 6 days.
6 days. I mean, it's still enough, you know. After the second day, you probably want like a proper shower or something like that. But you said that it was really, really refreshing for you. And when you came back to KL, you actually missed the forest.
I did, you know, and that's something that I didn't expect. Even my cameraman, he goes, I keep thinking about the forest, because when you wake up, it is so therapeutic to be surrounded by nature. And people kept saying, you better bring off. But I didn't get bitten by mosquitoes.
You didn't?
And I thought that was really odd. And they said, you know, in a primary rainforest, when the balance of the ecosystem, it's just so pure. I didn't get bitten by, you know, mosquitoes, but I got bitten by a lot of leeches.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there something that, you know, you might want to do in the future? Go and live in the forest somewhere, build a home there somewhere?
Okay, that's a really interesting question. I don't think I could live in the forest.
Sure.
But I feel that I can't just be a city girl. Every so often, I need to go hiking. I need to be with my dogs. I need to be around...
Be one with nature, so to speak.
Yeah, but I don't think I could fully live and become like a jungle girl, you know?
Okay.
But I enjoyed my experience tremendously.
Right. Okay, coming back to, you know, to home, you know, where we have to live with, you know, whatever is in the city, how would we cultivate? I mean, what's your advice? How would we cultivate to, you know, start living a greener life?
Well, I think just be conscious. You know, even if you leave, let's say, your tap and you're leaving it on, I'm not sure if you know this, but just a dripping tap throughout the day, you can lose 90 liters of water in a day just from that.
Wow.
And I know that when we shop, we're not thinking about it, you know. If you are buying this much number of groceries, you as one person may actually be taking 4 or 5 bags. And the crazy thing is a 15-year-old tree generates like 700 little paper grocery bags. So if it takes 15 years to grow one tree, those 700 bags, a supermarket could race through it in an hour, which is shocking.
Okay, okay. But what spurred it on for you? I mean, I know you've been an advocate for, Saturday No Plastic Bag Day and all that. You know, it's just your own initiative to have a conscious, greener living, or was it something that spurred it on for you?
Okay, there were friends saying, "Oh, you have to watch An Inconvenient Truth." Okay, then there was also
okay.
so much in the media about how we were just wasting the forest away, and it really is scary. I mean, it gets to a point where as an individual you need to do something. You can't just go, "Oh, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
I'm just one person," because every little bit that we do can save a lot. Which is why even though plastic bags on Saturday may not seem like much, but I think it's a really good start. We have to start somewhere, and we just do a little bit by little bit, become more and more conscious, and you'll get there, you know?
Right, right. So besides turning off the tap and, bringing your own shopping bags and stuff like that, what else would you advise people out there to do?
Well, okay, when you're printing, I mean, obviously use both sides. You know, when we started off as models, right, we would have had those Polaroids and we went around with our
Yeah.
composite cards, and nowadays a lot of things can be emailed.
Everything's online now.
Exactly, and find out whether in your neighborhood you can actually recycle all your bills, because there's so much paperwork that arrives in the mail,
Sure.
and so many people just throw it out.
Exactly.
But if you recycle it, I mean, just think, like the energy that you save, the trees that you save, ultimately you're saving the greater good, our entire our environment.
Okay, okay. So if there's one thing that people should start recycling, you would say it would be paper first?
I would think paper, yeah, because it's something that we're using still a lot of. I see paper in bills when we're printing things, and I've become conscious of, okay, I don't need this, let me use the other side,
Okay. Now, you've been in the limelight for a long time, and you're a well-known Malaysian celebrity. Now, with that in hand, how have you used that to create awareness where green living is concerned?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I've been recently made an ambassador of AQRS, which is a property developer, and when I saw the tagline, I thought, this is me.
Congratulations.
Green, thank you, Elaine. Green plus technology, the next big deal. And I relate to being green, but I relate to the technology as well, because I can't imagine life without my laptop. I'm always on Twitter or Facebook, so I really fit the bill. And when I heard what they were doing, because the Altium is like a wholly green development, and I think if you were a person who wanted to invest in an office, you should think about these things. Because, for instance, the Prime is actually a Grade A MSC compliant green building address. So you know that if you're going to have an office there, in the long run, you're going to actually save energy. Because even the building facade actually reduces solar heat transmission. And I think these things are important. Where you have your office, your bills will be reduced, but ultimately you're actually saving the environment.
Very cool. Okay, hold that thought. Elaborate more on that. We have to go for a very short break, but when we come back, tell us all about this green building, more about it, and how we can help achieve every building to be a green building in the future. Don't go away. All aboard! All aboard! The night train! Hi everyone, welcome back to Bella. I am with Jojo Struys and we're talking about living green. Now Jojo, you mentioned before the break, you talked about a green working environment. Maybe you can really elaborate on that and tell me, you told me during the break that, people can save money actually from this whole entire thing. So
I know,
please.
that shouldn't be a primary driving
But to a lot
force.
of people it is.
It's true, right? People want to save money,
Yeah.
buy an office space,
Correct.
because your operating costs, if you're an entrepreneur or any company whatsoever, you really need to think about what your operating costs are versus, your resources.
Sure.
And when I became the ambassador of the Altium, and I became so familiar with what they were doing, and I was thinking, this is really great, because they're thinking long term. It's not about making a quick fix-it, because if you go into a building, which is a green building, that means from your air conditioning system to the the facade of the building. It's reducing solar heat, which means that energy is saved. So you
save money on electricity.
You reduce a lot of your costs. I mean, even whether you're at home or in an office, you should even think about the kind of energy-saving bulbs or lighting systems that you're putting in.
Sure.
And so, I mean, this is why I figure, you know, this is a really good thing that businesses have to capitalize on that green wave, because it's a very real thing. We need to be more conscious.
Okay. So you would think that in the future, a lot of more people would jump on this bandwagon and, you know, would want this?
Why not, you know? Save money, save the planet while you're at it, you know, because if you are green efficient, work efficient, more productive, your costs are reduced. I mean, it's a win-win situation, really. You can live in the city, but at least you can respect nature.
Right, well, spoken like a true ambassador. Now, what are your plans for you know, in time to come, especially where green is concerned?
Well, you know, I would like to go back, to be honest, into Borneo, because it was just so breathtaking and beautiful, and there's so many stories that, you know, you can actually extract from the forest itself, and I would love to do another documentary that was about health and about nature, and I'm working on it, so...
Are you? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, tell us when it happens, and then, you know, you can come to Bella and talk to us about it. And what about that project that you did in Borneo? Is it going to be coming out anytime soon?
Well, what I did is I wrote an article about it in The Star, and I was just so blown away by living life so organically, and I didn't want for anything. And when I was there, I just thought, who's got the right end of the stick, you know, because these people have a good life. They wake up to the sound of birds and running streams. So I was thinking, you know, we think we've got it all, right, in the city, but... So I wrote about it, and we're developing it, because it was just a pilot documentary.
Okay, cool. Now, Bella, being an inspiring and empowering women's show, and, you know, you've been in industry, you've for quite a while, you know, you've seen a lot of people, you've done a lot of things. What is it that empowers you and inspires you as a person?
Wow, I wasn't expecting that question. That's a really...
It's a Bella signature question.
It's a big question. I think I've always believed, right, do something that scares you, because, you know, life is short.
I like that. Do something that scares you. Okay.
And I've done so many things where I keep thinking to myself, I've never done this before, I'm freaked out. And because I'm freaked out, I should do it, you know?
It puts you on an edge to want to do better, right?
I know, and then once I do it, I feel this sense of empowerment that, hey, I challenged myself, I challenged what my boundaries were in my comfort zone. And I also believe, aside from doing something that scares you, because I wouldn't do that every day, is to do something that you're passionate about. Because when you believe in something and you're passionate, it doesn't feel like work, it's effortless.
Agree. And one last question before we go. How do you cope with challenges that come your way?
Okay, I have to say, right, that if you can sort it out in your mind, it's sorted all around. And I don't do it enough, but I believe that meditation really helps.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Jojo, for coming on the show. We're looking forward to hearing more about you and having you back here. Have a great Monday ahead. I know we were just talking about how difficult it is to kickstart a Monday, but here we are, and we're ready to rule Monday, right?
Yeah, let's go for it, man. The whole week ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you missed the show, please go to www.tonton.com.my. I'm Elaine Daly. Don't forget to catch Bella tomorrow, Fashion and Beauty. Have a great day ahead. Bye.